Eamonn Holmes blasts Olympic boxing committee after gender row, they just look pathetic. Two boxers who were disqualified from last year's Boxing World Championships for failing gender eligibility tests have made it to the final of the Paris Olympics. Eamonn Holmes has blasted the Olympic Boxing Committee after questions have been raised over the gender of two competitors in the female category. The two boxers, who were disqualified from last year's Boxing World Championships for failing gender tests, have made it to the final of the Paris Olympics, and the committee has faced questioning over their eligibility to compete. Algeria's Eamonn Khelif and Taiwanese fighter Lin Yuting are guaranteed at least bronze medals in the women's competition. The International Boxing Association, who banned the pair from the World Championships, held a chaotic news conference on Monday which seemed to raise more questions than it answered. Speaking about it on GB News, Eamonn Holmes said, "I thought they looked pathetic and their rulings looked pathetic. They don't know what they're doing at all. They don't know. They did not look in control. And every time the guy would explain it, he just irritated me." Latest developments: Sophie wipes away tears as Team GB breaks world record and win Olympic gold. Olympic star banned from village for creating inappropriate environment. Matt Baker sparks BBC Olympics double standards row with cringe-worthy Biles coverage. Author and commentator Nietzsche Hodgson said, "We ban people with testosterone levels, certain levels of testosterone all the time. We need to get to the science of this and then make a decision." Political commentator Alex Armstrong argued, "They are males. They have a genetic advantage. I think most people will see this and think this feels like a further attack on biological women who are born women who may have disadvantages hormonally as they're growing up compared to a man who would get more testosterone in their body, who are stronger. There's a reason why there are two men in the final rather than it being more women." Hodgson hit back. "It's not about hormones, and the issue is people with this condition make up 2% of the population. That's 1 million people in Britain. It's completely taboo and we don't talk about it. We probably know someone ourselves. There'll be people who don't know themselves that maybe they have different chromosomes. That's the only factor in defining everybody's chromosome." The IOC said last week the aggression aimed towards Khelif and Lin was based entirely on this arbitrary decision, which was taken without any proper procedure. They said in a statement last week, "All athletes participating in the boxing tournament of the Olympic Games Paris 2024 comply with the competition's eligibility and entry regulations, as well as all applicable medical regulations in accordance with Rules 1.4 and 3.1 of the Paris 2024 Boxing Unit." The PBU endeavored to restrict amendments to minimize the impact on athletes' preparation and guaranteeing consistency between Olympic Games. GB News viewers fume, "Sort it out," as interview abruptly halted over technical issue. GB News suffered a sound issue at the start of Tuesday morning's installment of Breakfast with Eamonn and Isabel, which didn't go unnoticed by viewers. During the latest episode of Eamonn Holmes and Isabel Webster's GB News show, the latter was speaking to a guest about the horrific far-right riots across the country which have been happening for the past week. Isabel shared with her guest Freddie Gray, who is the deputy editor of The Spectator, "I go to bed thinking, will this be the night that it stops? And yet we wake up to see more carnage. How should we get a grip on this?" The guest replied, "It's bad. There is obviously unrest breaking out across the country. I am hearing a lot of talk about civil war. Obviously, Elon Musk said that, and we read articles about England's social collapse and so on. I do think it is worth stressing that there have been no fatalities which we know of yet. It's the police that are getting the worst of it, and I do think the public should be supporting the police as much as possible because they are facing an incredibly difficult job." As he continued speaking, the channel experienced a sound issue as a loud static noise came out of nowhere. The muffled yet loud sound carried on for moments as Isabel was speaking, so viewers had no clue what she was saying. Taking to Twitter, a disgruntled viewer fumed, at Isabel Webster _ at Eamonn Holmes at GB News sort your sound out #GB News #riots UK. Another added, FFS #GB News sort out the sound issues. A third said, "Can you please sort your sound out?" The strange sound kept happening throughout the space of a minute before Eamonn addressed the situation and clarified it was an issue with their guest's microphone. Eamonn shared, "Freddie, unfortunately, we are going to have to change your microphone as it's not working. If someone comes out and does this while Isabel and I chat on." Isabel interjected as she held Freddie's microphone, "It looks like it's on." The two presenters carried on speaking while the issue was being resolved out of shot and a new microphone was placed on Freddie's lapel. Ruth Langsford still wearing wedding ring in new pic after Eamonn Holmes' girlfriend spotted with sparkler on left hand. See Ruth on Loose Women with her beautiful ring above. It comes as Eamonn's girlfriend Katie Alexander has been spotted wearing a ring on her wedding finger, but she has denied it is an engagement ring. A representative for Katie, 42, told us, "There is no riddle. Ms. Alexander is not engaged to Mr. Holmes." Former This Morning stars got Eamonn and Ruth married at the Elvedon Hotel in Hampshire on June 26, 2010, after a 13-year relationship. Speaking 3 years ago on the anniversary of their big day, Eamonn told Hello Magazine, "Ruth and I have always known we're good together and she knows I love her more today than ever." The presenter, who is also father to Declan, Rebecca and Niall, went on to say about tying the knot long after the birth of their son Jack. "This is our chance to seal that properly. And to say to the people we care about and those we've got to know well over the years, come and share this special day with us. Come and enjoy a big old hoolie." Ruth has yet to remove her wedding ring, which is on the same hand that she wears an Apple Watch. The star has rings on both hands, including on her right hand where she also wears a pretty vintage silver watch. Ruth's breakup with Eamonn was revealed by The Sun in May. The couple's marriage was said to have rapidly deteriorated after their departure from This Morning in 2021. Eamonn's girlfriend Katie sparked wedding rumors when she was seen with a new ring on her engagement finger. Katie showed off the sparkler while shopping near the TV presenter's home, but has insisted they're not engaged. The gold and silver wraparound shone in the sunshine as she was spotted near his home in southwest London. Counsellor Katie drives to Eamonn's luxury pad most weekends. The Sun has told how she has lifted the ailing 64-year-old spirits at his £2 million bachelor pad. And Katie has excitedly told friends she and Eamonn, who is beset by mobility problems, are planning a future together. He moved out of his marital home after his devastated wife and former This Morning co-host Ruth discovered messages between him and a mystery woman. We previously revealed he had become intimate with the counselor specializing in affair and betrayals months before his marriage split. Eamonn has showered Katie with gifts and treated her and her kids to trips as their relationship developed further. Ruth put on a brave face as she returned to Loose Women last week.